Hi, this is Nick. I want to tell you a little bit more about the talk I'm giving on March the 24th about discovering the work you were born to do. I've always loved the idea that the two most important events in your life are the day that you were born and the day that you discover or remember why you were born. And I think that's been a passion of many people and a driver of many people's lives, is to discover what they were put on this planet to do. I'm blessed that over the last 20 years I've helped thousands of people across the world through talks and workshops and my first book and subsequent books discover what they were born to do, and really that was born out of my kind of joy, really, at eventually discovering what I feel I was born to do. Some of you may know my story. You may know that I was selling computers to Japanese banks in the City of London. I was doing okay and I was fairly successful, but I just didn't find it at all meaningful. And I'd got involved in the area of psychology and to some extent spirituality, and I studied them, but I didn't really do anything with them. And then I was invited to give a talk at a transactional analysis conference in 1986, and I went into massive resistance, and I said I couldn't do it, I didn't know enough, and all the stuff that we all go through, rose in me, and I came up with all my excuses and resistance. But eventually I agreed to give this talk, and as the day approached I was terrified. The night before I couldn't sleep, and then I gave this 2-hour talk on actually building confidence and transactional analysis, and I focused on one specific aspect of TA. But what I noticed during that talk was I just came alive in a way that I hardly had experienced myself in my whole life until that point. I was about 28 at that point, I think, and I just felt I came alive. That I had discovered, at least for a couple of hours, what I was put on this planet to do, and for me that was to inspire, to be inspired, to be inspiring, and to communicate ideas, to uplift, to teach, to coach, to mentor, and it all came out of just that 2-hour talk. It was just a little taster in those 2 hours of what I was born to do. But it just began then. I took my life in a whole different direction because I'd had that 2-hour experience. So that's how I discovered what I was born to do, and that was 28 years ago now. That was half a lifetime ago that I discovered what I was born to do, and I've spent 28 years now living it myself and constantly evolving and expanding that. And as I said, I've had the pleasure and privilege of helping thousands of other people discover what they were born to do. So, all of that is to say, during this talk I'm giving on March the 24th, I'm going to be sharing my current understanding, because, in here, I wrote this 15 years ago now. I understand a lot more now. I have more insights than I had even 15 years ago. So in this talk on March 24th, I'm going to be sharing my current thinking, and also perhaps more than ever tying it in with my spiritual path, which is A Course in Miracles, and putting those things together with leadership and being an inspired entrepreneur and doing what you love, and talking about how we discover and live the work we were born to do. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd love to see you there. If you can't make it, we do record the audio of all the events, so you can become a member and get the download, and you can have a copy of this book if you haven't got it already, or there's 3 other books that you can have a copy of as a gift if you come along to the talk. So thank you for taking the time to watch this, and I hope to see you on the 24th. Bye bye.